What's good, everybody? It's your boy SWCJ, also known as Spades Wolf. We reacting to Trap Geek, the Bronx burning RICO for the Drillers.
And I had no idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son. He sent me some videos, and it is alarming.
At one time, the Bronx was a thriving community. That started to change.
Nah, anybody doing this type of degenerosity, report them.
Niggas out, bro. We out lowering on niggas out.
This too. This can only lead to one thing. If you're faking for the internet, which K-Flock was proved not to be, but if you're faking for the internet, acting like a gangster, acting like you out in the streets, acting like you shoot people, acting like you kill people, and going on live, telling people to come up to you, that you outside, all of that, you deserve what's coming to you. And that means not talking about death. I'm talking about legal action.
I just pissing on myself, goon war, nigga. Y'all niggas is bugging.
You did somebody who died. His name was Rara.
Yeah. Before he died, 2 days before he died, he said, I'm gonna kill you when I see you. Look how that worked.
These individuals want to get credit for the harm that they're doing.
The gangs are accused of operating out of public housing and often stalk their enemies in broad daylight.
Why you running? We are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence. We're allowing it to stay on these sites.
Hi, what is up, everybody? We gonna talk about New York drill, probably one of the wildest scenes in rap, period. 7 years ago, there was a huge explosion with Brooklyn drill. Then the feds started.
Dang. Hey, bro, if you know, you know. They did Pop Smoke dirty, bro.
Doing gang sweeps, taking everybody down one by one. It got so crazy, you got shootings happening in Times Square involving established rappers.
This week's gunfire in Times Square, police have made an arrest. 20-year-old Kamina Elijah of Brooklyn.
Since 2017, the NYPD has used facial recognition technology, or FRT.
And then look, if you that stupid, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. No mask.
Since 2017, the NYPD
no mask and bright colored clothes on,
has
white
used
shoes,
facial recognition technology.
a COVID mask, really, bro? No hood up. Hey, I'm not instructing y'all to go out and drill. I'm not instructing y'all to conceal your identity. Be stupid like these people. If you really feel like you want to go out and do crime, be bold about it. Like this dude. Get caught.
Or FRT in 22,000 cases
home.
because there's so many cameras in
and
New
play
York.
a video game.
Internet...
Like you could literally get on GTA, RP, GTA Online, put a voice chat on, buy you a mic for like $5-10 and talk all the trash you want online. And set up a YouTube page and get paid to do it. But you don't have to go out on the streets killing people, robbing people, stealing, and doing drills just to get any type of attention on the internet. These are people that have no working brains.
That gets their hands on the footage of their favorite rappers involved in
once again, hey bro, it speaks for itself, bro. You look very suspicious standing on the street corner, masked up, with a hoodie on, wearing all black, and just sitting around waiting for somebody, bro.
shootouts and moving traffic, stabbings, beatings near delis. I mean, some of the songs that were going viral. Every other line was someone smoking on someone's dead ops. Crews would boast about those same crimes.
And if you're dumb enough to put a registered gun or an unregistered gun in the music video, you deserve to get caught.
And put them in music videos like they were Easter eggs. You had the city's mayor, Eric Adams, coming out in a press conference wanting to ban drill music, even expanding and investing into different departments that tracks everybody's pages online.
Much of that work is done
and that's why I don't
at the
post
NYPD's Real-Time Crime Center.
You see, I post
they're
YouTube
bragging
videos
about what they're doing. Social media has proven to be an invaluable tool.
A few years ago, the Bronx took over.
No money,
maybe one of the sickest boroughs in the city.
The society in the Bronx is horrible.
Rappers from the Bronx to stop using the music to encourage shootings.
I remember in the 90s, kids were throwing fridges off the roofs.
Ain't no way. You telling me, how in the hell is a kid gonna get a fridge that looks like more than 10, more than 20 stories up on there? Get it up to, cause these ceilings are at least like 2 feet high. They have to have at least 3 or more people to lift the fridge up, put it on the ledge Wait for somebody to walk through, or even if they just pushing them off. Like, come on, bro. Really?
The River Park Tower projects in the Bronx. And now the kids from RPT are getting indicted by the dozens.
Hey, y'all, don't let this money fool you. This money is gonna come and go. Look at their faces. You don't see none of them
Federal
smiling. Look at
racketeering.
this dude. This dude that was right next to him. Supposed to be his man's, right?
And now the kids from RPT are getting indicted by the dozens.
Look how he look. Look at how he looking at him. Hey, bro.
Federal
streets
racketeering
ain't no
and
joke,
gang
bro.
conspiracy charges.
Niggas don't care about me, my heart. Like, my heart only been like 3 months. Like,
You heard what he said? They don't care about him. He did all this killing, or, hey, not putting his name in a bad light. He did whatever he did, and now he locked up. And whoever is FaceTime calling him through T-Pay, like, come on,
really
bro.
forgot about me already. Like,
You heard what he
The
said.
government trying to pin them for everything from murder all the way to animal cruelty. Talking about one of the most infamous drill voices in the scene, D-Thang, who was talking shit to a pigeon on an
Hey, go
Instagram
subscribe
live
and
stream
like,
with his boys,
Trap Geek.
then shooting it dead for 100 viewers.
your little man's right
way they
here.
shooting a pigeon, bro.
Dog, wait. We about to drill him. You gonna pick him up?
Gonna drill
I
a
can't
pigeon.
look.
See, everything in New York was getting done for clout, followers, and numbers. With shootings spiking from 200 all the way to 500 last year. It's all young kids, aged 13 and 15.
This is, nah, bro. This is why you whoop your kids. You don't whoop your kids.
Maneuvering the
they
back
go out doing
alleys
stuff
and the
like
looping
this,
hills in the Bronx,
thinking they
using
can get away
scooters
with
to
it.
carry out hits in broad day.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches throughout the investigation.
Now, we're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is shit. I mean, you got gangs dressing as Squid Games for Halloween.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You see what kind of timing they on, bro. This ain't why, like, bro. Look at their shoes. You can tell just by their shoes they don't care about life, bro. This dude wearing Jordans, creasing his Jordans, bro. Nah, bro.
And it's not to go trick-or-treating.
Once again, you see what type of time they on, bro.
For the last 2 summers, Bronx drill was everywhere. On TikTok, radio stations, you got 3 to 4 sets of different cousins, blood-related, all established rappers, beefing with each other because of block politics.
That's my cousin.
No, both of them are your cousins. Everybody's like, wait, hold up, they cousins.
Yeah, exactly. How idiotic do you feel that you shooting at your cousin because they rep a different gang than you? When not saying that gang affiliate, because gang affiliation is illegal and it's also a felony. All the gangs could literally click up, be cool with each other, protect the block, make sure police don't brutalize anybody, make sure they don't have any more police killings, like any of that. Everybody could be protected. Nobody could get robbed. Nobody could get shot, stabbed, any of that. You could have eyes everywhere on the block all at one time. All of you could be on a radio, a phone call, FaceTime call, making sure everybody's straight. But instead, y'all are sliding, killing each other, bro. This is government orchestrated, bro. Industry orchestrated, bro.
Can't wait to see Auntie now. Huh.
Because y'all are family, technically, could you ever see all of y'all reconciling?
Nah, I don't think so.
Wow.
The music in the Bronx is super.
See what he said? This gang life and this rap gang is bigger than family, bro. That's what they care about. They care about guns, shooting, stabbing, killing, and drilling more than they care about their own family, bro.
High energy, sometimes too high. Like these kids got ADD or something. The Bronx has the biggest dropout rate in all of New York, and it's becoming a problem. You got kids going to school in rival territories with different campuses getting metal detectors in them to squash gang shootings.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna definitely tell y'all a story time. So, tell me how we went to school one day. It didn't have nothing to do with me, so don't start calling me a thug. But somebody threatened to bring a gun to school. We went to school the next day, and our SROs was all, if you don't know what an SRO is, a student resource officer, basically a warden or a police officer for high schools. They were flooding the campus, doing backpack checks, doing locker checks. It was kids not coming in the classrooms, hanging out in the bathroom, you know, kids smoke in the bathroom. That was just a normal thing. If you growing up where I grew up, kids smoke in the bathroom, kids, you know, shooting dice, all that, not in class, not paying attention, I was not one of those kids. I was in the classroom looking at all the SROs sweeping like they were doing a lockdown. But they end up finding the kid. The kid got arrested. They took the gun. End up finding out that the kid brought a gun to school because somebody had threatened that they was going to beat him up. So the real problem in today's society, and in my time society when I was in high school, is kids not knowing what they can and can't say, what they can and can't do, and parents not telling their kids what they can and can't say and what they can and can't do. Because if there was parents telling their kids, don't go to school bullying, don't go to school threatening no kids, talking about you gonna beat them up, talking about you gonna get your gang, like why are you even talking about you in a gang? You are not in a gang. You be in the house at 8 o'clock every night when the street lights come on, you know. But if it was more kids getting embarrassed by their parents, by their grandparents, their guardians, whoever's taking care of them at school, them kids would not be going out of school after school is out, going onto the streets, looking for guns, looking for drugs, looking for somebody to drill, looking for something to do, because they be at home playing video games, talking to girls like they should be doing, bro. And no reason that somebody 12 to 16 years old, the first thought in their mind when they in school is getting some money, getting drugs, getting a car, getting getting older women. Like, bro, it's a generational gap, and it's parents that's at fault.
O-I-K, you heard?
Like, look, bro, look at these adults. They can't do anything because they can't touch the kids. It's against school code to touch the students. But when students are out here gang banging at school, threatening each other, he look like he about to up something at school, bro. And I don't know if this is the principal, these are deans, these are SROs, but whoever it is, they need to, I'm not going to say they need to loosen up the rules in schools, but it needs to be a rule that you can stop kids from doing stuff like this. Because when it comes to the point where he puffing up his chest, he looking like he about to swing on everybody there, and this man, whoever, like janitor, SRO, teacher, whoever he is, he's hesitating putting his hands on him because he's scared of this kid, or he knows that he can't physically put his hands on this kid to stop him from doing whatever he's doing, because it might result in him losing his job. Something is messed up with the government, the school systems, and rules and laws. For this to be happening, and teachers can't do anything to prevent it other than tell them to calm down.
This, of course, is the rapper Shy K with 100 million views on YouTube.
Hey, bro, now I gotta take. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not taking none of his songs off my playlist. They slap. But now knowing the context behind it, bro, I'm gonna be mindful of what I listen to and what I bump in my car.
2 years of rapping, coming out of the Cortland Projects in the South Bronx, aka home of extortion. In 2009, the Cortland homes was subject to a police sweeping called Operation
I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely kids in my school, younger than me and older than me, that were scamming. I didn't even know what scamming was, cause I was so far away from any of that life. Like, I'm not gonna get into the politics of what I did, what me and my friends did after school or during school, none of that. Because we were not this bad. We were not out with shiesties and masks and ski masks on, trying to trap and rob and steal. Like, we were in school trying to get our education because we thought our education was going to get us somewhere, bro. But I understand why they had this mentality, seeing that most of the things we learned in school, most of the things they tried to drill into our head, that sometimes we remember today, or things we don't remember today, don't really qualify as something that we use on an everyday basis. Algebra, yes, we use that on an everyday basis. Personal finance, yes, we use that on an everyday basis. Trigonometry, statistics, yes, we use that on an everyday basis. But things like social studies, civics, science, like biology, geology, like, we do not use that on an everyday basis. So I see where the disconnect was and why they rather be out on the streets making money, because let's think about it at the end of the day. If these kids weren't making money and they were just out on the streets robbing people. But you have to get something from robbing somebody to be able to rob somebody. If there was no currency, if there was no jewelry, if there was no waste of resources, there would be no reason for these kids to be out on the streets. If there was no money for these kids to be robbing, they wouldn't have the need to rob or steal anything from anybody or shoot anybody to take or run their pockets. But let's get into Operation Rotten Apples.
Apple, which took down 52 people
Like, look at
for
this. This man
racketeering
has
and gang
a-
conspiracy.
Bro.
AKA
Not-
home of extortion.
not exposing,
In
but,
2009, the Cortland
My
homes
dad
was
was a
subject to
military
a police
veteran,
sweeping
had
called
a machete
Operation Bad Apple,
that wasn't this
which took
big.
down
Look
50.
at this. This kid has a knife that is bigger than him, bruh. Posing in a music video for clout, for fame, or to diss his dead ops or his living ops.
52 people for
Like,
racketeering
ain't no
and
way,
gang
bro.
conspiracy. The NYPD even went on to build a police
The
building
ATF. Hey, bro.
right across the
and
street from the
ATF have to
projects
get
called
involved with
PSA
kids
7, even
carrying
though a precinct
unregistered
and a Bronx borough
firearms
court
or
are
registered
literally a
firearms,
few
you know
blocks
it's a problem,
away.
bro.
Cortland's home to popular rappers like B-Love and Shaike. Shah, who's known for having a deep-ass voice that doesn't really match his face, went to the rival school in Mott Haven campus, just 9 minutes away from his hood, where he would bug out towards any kid that repped the rival gang, the YGs. He was making posts talking about YG killer, even hopping on Instagram lives at 12 years old saying directly to a YG kid named Wuladi that he was gonna spare him.
What's up, Via Wuladi?
And where are these kids' parents, bro? They're sitting outside of all these apartment complexes, all these apartments, and no adults are walking by saying, why is that kid on Instagram talking about he gonna spare somebody, talking about he gonna kill him next time he see? Hey, get off of Instagram. If adults, not just parents, not just guardians, if more adults were aware of what's going on in public, because this is the new trend. Kids out in public talking about they dissing their ops, sometimes not with masks or shiesties or hoodies or nothing on, just out like this. Like, look, this kid looks like he's like 10 years old, bro. He's 12, which means he can't be no older than him, bro. They outside these apartments on Instagram Live.
Yo, he said what's up,
making threats, bro.
I know. I'm not gonna jump you on
No
the jump
adults
nuts.
anywhere present.
5 years
bro.
later, Wuladi would get murdered. See, the Young Gunners, or the YGs, is an infamous Bronx-made gang which started in 2003
Hold on, let me go
in the
back,
Mahe.
bro. 'Cause I
Wuladi
have
would
to
get murdered.
expose these people
See, the
for
Young Gunners, or the
what's really
YGs,
going
is
on,
an
bro. You see, most of these people look like they pretty young. He looked like he in high school. He looked like he in high school. He might be in high school. He definitely might be in middle or high school. He definitely in middle or high school. And then you see all these grown men taking pictures with these kids, got alcohol, liquor in their cup, smoking, drinking, doing whatever they doing, and encouraging these kids to do gang-related activities. When these same gang members or former gang members could be telling these kids, don't go out in the streets. Don't do what we doing. This is not conducive to your health. It's not conducive to society or economy. It's not going to help any of your family at the end of the day. You going on a drill, you going to rob somebody, killing somebody, stealing that money, bringing a little bit of money that they might have back to your gang members or your family is not going to help everybody at the end of the day. And then you see also, they know what they're doing is wrong because they're looking out for the police. They all looking in different directions. They probably looking out for ops. They don't look like they trying to protect these kids, bro. They look like they ready at any moment to run. And who's gonna get shot, bro? Who's not gonna know what's going on? Who's not gonna know what to do in this situation? The kids, bro.
Infamous Bronx-made gang, which started in 2003 in the Mahe Haven houses and the Patterson houses, just 10 minutes away from Cortland. 2 detention centers in the Bronx, Horizons and Crossroads, are breeding grounds
And
for
you telling me they invest their money into juvenile centers? This is supposed to be a reform tactic. This is supposed to get people back up on their feet. But they got trash outside. The buildings look gloomy. I mean, given that it's a juvenile and jail center, it just like, come on, bro. It doesn't look like it's upkept at all.
Gang recruitment, and the YGs were formed to combat the overwhelming numbers of Bloods in adult jails like Rikers Island.
And this People not even knowing the actual backgrounds and basis of what gangs were. Nobody knowing that the chain gang used to be the original and first gang of prisoners that were trying to protect themselves from basically the police and correctional officers and patrolmen. But when you have adults pushing a narrative saying that gang life means something that it doesn't really mean and fueling kids to do something that they really have no business doing,
at one point the YGs had dozens and dozens of different sets all banging under its umbrella.
It messes up the whole what is supposed to be family, because you see all these people posing, but none of these people is smiling. They're not cheesing except for these grown ass men, knowing that what they doing might be making them money, might be making their family money, but it's also ending somebody else's life, ending somebody's career.
When all sorts of different hoods spread out throughout the Bronx, forcing other blocks around them to create their own gangs in response to combat the YGs. You can even see this in the classic South Bronx joint, Shot Caller from French Montana. In the video, French is surrounded by YGs, and here you can see the leader, Drew Hef, who was killed a few years later at Club Tropicana, beaten on the head with the glass base of a hookah pipe. And when the glass shattered, his ops used a metal rod inside the hookah to continue pounding his head, leaving Drew Hef drenched in blood. He died in a coma a week.
Hey, who is he hanging with? Who is he hanging with in this picture? You
continue
see?
Pounding his head, leaving Drew Hef drenched in blood.
It's always the same people, bro. It's certain people that's connected in circles, bro. When Young Thug got exposed in court, and I'm gonna make a video on that. I just want to wait until everything happens. He gets sentenced, so I don't say anything out of context or something that might be inconducive to my health. You feel me? Because I gotta live at the end of the day. At the end of the day, gang members are not the problem. What gangs are doing and gang activity is the problem. Lil Durk, he is a problem. Whoever this dude was, Hef, he is a problem. Not saying that they deserve the death that comes with it, but the fact that the police are not as attentive and active in cases like this, and they seen taking pictures together, and this man has been seen, giving people up on the witness stand, or having his lawyers give people up, and he gets out on bond. Hey, bro,
he died in a coma a week later. The youngsters who oppose YGs often cite this event to antagonize them. YGs were notorious for violence themselves. Locals remember a horrific event that took place on April 16th of 2012, when a gang of YGs were drinking liquor on a hazy night, discussing who was the toughest in the crew. This crew of YGs made a 7-minute walk and stormed their rivals on Cortland Ave to see what they could catch. The Cortland buildings were empty, except for one kid. A 16-year-old named Noah Bala, aka Moses, was alone walking. Probably weighed about 90 pounds soaking wet. The YGs chased him, kicked him to the ground, and stomped him to death. Kids from the Cortland...
This is exactly what needs to be shown in the media. This whole portrayal of people that lost somebody due to gang violence, this is what gang violence and gang activity is today. It's not what it used to be. I'm not gonna speak.
The projects hold Noah's name in high regard. Be Love, whose hit song, If You Know You Know, got 16 million views when it was released 2 years ago. He actually confronted the brother of a YG's member that killed Noah outside in front of the Metro court, as this guy was waiting to be tried for a different murder of another Cortland youth named Yellow.
Come across the street. I came to court with it. God, floppy, you throw that up one more time. What the fuck you talking about? What you talking about, pussy? Come across the street.
The Bronx is so crazy. Dudes will get active in the courts, outside the courts, in front of police.
You see what I'm saying? Ain't no way. In a perfect ideal world that they want to portray, where police is on top of that, police is on that, judges is on that, the legal system is on that. Why are people live on Instagram making threats, death threats to somebody inside of a courtroom?
They don't care.
Why is this possible on the internet, bro? Like, where are the police?
I'm calling the police.
1, 2. So why don't they dispatch a whole fleet of policemen when it comes to stuff like this? What does he have in his pocket, bro?
Now, Noah's death is brought up in dozens of drill songs, all to disrespect him and the Cortland projects. Notorious YG rapper D-Thang out of the River Park Towers, a YG stronghold in the West Bronx, made the song Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. In it, D-Thang has a cold-blooded line talking about the beating of Noah.
Just once I spin like a fidget. If we catch I be going like that midget. So Jelly fall back, I'ma clip him.
That song is riddled with disses. The title itself sounds funny. Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. It's a direct shot at Shy EK, the rapper from Cortland, who was caught on camera getting a wedgie.
Drag him! Yo!
Do you like my new song?
Bro, like really, bro? Like, how old are you? And this is what I have to ask. How old are you that you giving somebody a wedgie, and then you proud of it, putting it like this is bully behavior, bro? This is where bullies end up.
Wedgie Man this, Wedgie Man that.
Now D-Thang's home, RPT, the River Park Towers, alias the Death Towers, encompasses 2 44-floor buildings and 2 38-story buildings standing over the Harlem River. 8 years ago, the feds took down 20 of their top guys, wiping out the leaders, hiring security guards, and installing cameras to stop people from dealing drugs right outside. Then, the kids took over.
One way in, one way out. So this is my brother for life, forever.
They continued drug dealing, robbing. The feds were actually finding illegal weapons in the music videos, then tying them to shootings.
You got shot, is that true?
Y'all heard me saying we know? This is where I got that from, bro. I saw this story.
Yeah, we know. Where to my mother, we know.
New York has always had very strict gun laws. People wanted to know how these kids were getting their hands on weapons.
And y'all see what I said? How are these kids getting their hands on weapons? You see all these kids, and then you see these adults in the background. They're just hanging around throwing up gang signs, bro.
Laws. People wanted to know how these kids were getting their hands on weapons.
Who is this? I don't even know who these niggas are. Grown man, kids, probably a grown man, bro.
Ghost guns. These untraceable firearms made from parts you could purchase online. It's been wreaking havoc in the city.
If you're a child, if you're a convicted felon, you can go online and purchase these parts, get the parts, construct the firearm.
Ghost guns is another issue.
Untraceable, no background check, nothing. That is a problem.
The whole of 2021 was crazy.
But as much as I want to say that ghost guns is an issue, it's also a great self-defense alternative for felons. Not advocating felons getting ghost guns, but if you are a felon that got a bogus charge, ghost guns would definitely be the way.
We're tuning into Instagram lives. You can see stuff like rapper D-Thang with his own cousin, K-Flock, flashing out on each other for a live audience.
Yeah, Muddy, don't do that, Muddy. Don't do that, Muddy.
If I see Stunner, you know I'ma whack him. Fuck that. No, I'ma clash him. Show my energy last time I saw you, Stunner.
K-Flock is literally D-Thang's blood cousin, coming from the famous Little Italy part of Central Bronx, near the 48th precinct. K-Flock's own mom pretended in an interview not even to know who D-Thang was.
Him and D-Thang are cousins.
I don't even know who that thing is. I'm the mom and I'm confirming it. That's nowhere near related to me at all.
His gang, DOA, or Dead on Arrival, is an allegiance of 5 blocks, all of which are surrounded by YGs and Drillies, a vicious gang of bloods that also oppose K-Flock and his gang, DOA.
Come outside, Flocka, come play. Come play today. You always playing on the internet. I want you to come play today.
Now, because the fans knew K-Flock as a crash-out specialist who would film his gang endeavors all for social media, this resulted in all his music getting more and more views.
Let me tell y'all what he did, bro.
Yeah, also getting FBI attention, bro.
Yo, I was there. We was in there, but who was there?
That's what I'm saying.
In there. Right the wrong nose.
Now, this would make his rivals upset and jealous. K-Flock would bring them into Instagram Lives just to argue with them.
Bro, y'all over scariness. I was following y'all. You never did nothing to me though. Really never did nothing to me.
That kid he was talking shit to is Rajiz, a YG member from the 800 block, literally a 15-minute walk away from K-Flock's hood. Now just 2 weeks after they had that argument on Live, this YG kid Rajiz would preview a track called Real Facts, where he was going after K-Flock.
Hey yo, kicking out let's with the facts. Anytime that they throw out through backs, he blew you again, you ain't smoking on Matt.
While this was going on, the feds were catching these same YG kids on surveillance cameras, carjacking Toyota Camrys, Mercedes-Benzes, even robbing someone at gunpoint. A month later, on July 11th, those same YG goons were hunting in DOA territory, K-Flock's neighborhood. They only had to drive 6 minutes before stumbling upon a 13-year-old kid named J-Rip, who looked up to K-Flock with huge admiration. One kid hopped out of a black Honda Accord that had 3 orange racing stripes on its hood. The kid aimed his pistol, unloading into J-Rip, who stumbled into this cafe, Angels, bled out, and died in front of customers. The same cafe, Angels, where K-Flock and Shaike were hanging out on a live stream a few months ago, right across the street from K-Flock's apartment.
Word to the God. Don't slide. Don't try to do some stupid shit.
Word of J-Rip's murder got out quickly that day. The kid Rajiz, who was on live with Flock a few months prior, was now on social media mocking J-Rip's death. 7 hours later, Jay's friends went off to retaliate. They found Rajiz in a private Uber on the phone. 2 shooters on a scooter pulled up next to him, opened fire through the window, hitting him in the head and torso, killing Ra instantly. And all this happened in Mount Hope, a mile out from J-Rip's murder scene earlier that day. Ra's family learned about his death from a friend who was on the phone with him at the moment he was killed. Revenge does not heal losing loved ones, but Flock's fame was exponentially growing. He got an offer for his very first show, upstate in Poughkeepsie, 2 hours out of New York City, where locals targeted him right away. 5 people were found shot, 1 stabbed, right outside the club Revel.
Hey bro, I just want to let y'all know, anybody that is aspiring to be a jack boy or robber, gang member, watch out for the people that are not scared to put their name out there. I'm not scared to put my name out there, but I know when that happens, I'm going to be in a place in my career where I can comfortably say, I don't think nobody wants to run up on me or rob me. And if it does happen, I'm just letting y'all know. Hey, bro.
32.
I'm not going.
As security at the venue scrambled, turning his tour bus into a makeshift ambulance, transporting victims to the hospital. The tour bus got shot up as well, because the people that were doing the shooting thought the K-Flock was inside it.
Most of these victims were occupants of a private bus that had been identified as being in multiple locations here in the city of Poughkeepsie.
But he managed to escape unharmed. The next day, K-Flock would pop out at Rolling Loud, New York for a surprise performance.
With the surprise performance, the next stars in New York, K-Flock and B-Love.
But he got into a brawl with another Bronx artist as their entourages clashed, thus banning Flock from the festival for life. But all this beef had just boosted his profile. That same night, he would drop the song Being Honest with G Herbo, which now has 25 million views on YouTube. It was like K-Flock was on top of the world, but he was still doing drills. 6 days later, he was in a rental car with his boys, driving to his cousin D-Thang's building, the River Park Towers, spotting an op, shooting them on the Roberto Clemente Bridge. You'd think it would stop there, but no. The next week, undercovers pulled K-Flock over in Yonkers, finding a gun in his sock, which if you know New York laws, carries a 3 to 5 year sentence. The very next day, he was bragging about buying a new gun. You're thinking this might stop, and it will. Getting close to Christmas, on December 16th, 2021, K-Flock walked past the barbershop in Harlem, early in the morning. Had a standoff with this man, pulled a pistol out, and shot him dead. The rapper in the city with the most buzz, caught on surveillance video, wearing designer clothing from head to toe, shooting a rival. And the shoes he's wearing in surveillance video that day are the same unreleased Jordans he was showing off for social media just a few days before.
Now come on, bro. You telling me after a drill where you may or may not have to leave somebody dead and gone, you wear the same shoes and showed them off online? Like something like the same situation with King Von, how he just came out of nowhere, came up robbing, all this, and then he's connected with Chief Keef, Lil Durk. They get on cases, they get off on bond, and somehow he doesn't cooperate. He gets the time, and then the one time that they would need him, or he would need them to slide, is the time that he dies. And he's been known not to work with people on cases, but now, hey, Flock.
The craziest part is the guy Flock's booked for killing comes from a set in Harlem that have the same enemies that K-Flock has. Geographically, they have the same rivals. They both beef with YGs and Drillies. Flock began beefing with this set in Harlem called the OIs because one of their rappers, E-Dot Baby, was seen at a party smoking on Instagram Live with some YGs.
Yo, this shit, why do this shit got 300 views?
So Flock turned on him, gathered his posse, and made one of the coldest Bronx drill songs yet, called Brotherly Love, riddled with disses towards this Harlem set, the OIs.
I catch a funny gon' knock off his hoe. Niggas talking fuck he wanna do. He chill with them op niggas too. Whatever they throw up, I'm dropping it too.
Shy-E-K, the rapper from Cortland, would side with E-Dot Baby, so in turn, he would start beefing with Flock, and Flock would start beefing with him, both of them releasing diss tracks, with Flock saying he was smoking on Shy-E-K's dead father.
Free Flock. All y'all niggas music is doing bad now. Y'all need him, but free him, cause you know what we gonna do. He gonna be the 5th dead DOA member.
Interestingly, just minutes before Flock pulled the trigger at that barber shop, killing the man, he had logged onto FaceTime to talk directly to his rivals, brandishing his gun. And he was filming at the exact same stoops where E-Dot Baby, the rapper from Harlem, had filmed a music video.
It's very controversial and it's probably gonna get me canceled, but ban Glock or any weapon actually that has a 30 on it. Any weapon that has more than 20 rounds, bro. Because if you're really carrying it for self-defense, why do you need more than 25 rounds, bro? If you can't hit anything in the first 5, you need to be running. And if they're shooting at you after you just fired 5, then let the whole thing off, bro. Because you wasn't hitting anything anyway.
1 year prior, called Ready for War. Slowly, one by one, the Bronx was following the Brooklyn scene, with all their rappers getting wiped out by police indictments. 5 months later, the Drillies would get taken down in a massive RICO case, booking 20 people for murder, conspiracy, racketeering, and gang activity. Not even a month later, D-Thang, along with 22 of his guys from RPT, would get swept up as well. Then if you thought the scene wasn't toxic enough, 6 months later, the young rapper from Harlem, E-Dot Baby, would commit suicide, which has fans still wondering to this day why that happened. Fast forward to this year, February 2023, and K-Flock, who was already sitting in prison for murder, would be one of 7 DOA members named in a federal indictment spanning from 2017 all the way to 2023. This is the New York drill scene in a nutshell. Every few years, a scene pops off from one of the boroughs, rappers make a huge wave, and then it all comes crashing down. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Appreciate you, Trapeak. If you liked it, press the like button, press the subscribe button, share with a friend, share with a family member, put it on the playlist, share with yourself. But until the next time, do not buy into or partake in gang activity. Holla at me.